Hi everyone, it's Sandra here with the Clean and Simple Life. I'll just give it a second or two to see if any of our friends jump on. It's What's for Dinner Wednesday, so back again for our 5 o'clock dinner demo. I know we've been away for a little while, but we're back. It's September and things are starting to settle down again now that we've got the house sale done and we've got the move done and all that good stuff. So things are starting to settle down, so we're getting back into our routine. So back here with What's for Dinner Wednesday. Oh, I see Darlene watching. Hi, Darlene. So tonight I wanted to feature actually two of our new products from the fall and winter catalog. So we are going to be making the Hearty beef stew, which I just love a stew. Yes, I know summer's not quite over, but that is one of the things I love about fall. You can keep your pumpkin spice everything. I love soups and stews. That is my go-to. So I'm making the new Hearty beef stew, and I'm going to be making it in my Ninja Foodie on the Instapot function, or the pressure cooker function. And to go with that, we are going to make the brand new quick biscuits. We're going to have those as well. So really excited about those brand new products that just came out for the fall. All gluten-free, as everything else with Epicure is, so which is amazing. They're sodium and sugar conscious, as you know, nut-free facility. And I love that the ingredients are just, they're whole ingredients. You know what they are. There's no fancy names for them. There are no chemicals in them. No artificial this or that. Just good whole foods. So that's what we're going to be working on today. And what I'm going to do is we're going to get started with the beef stew, because that one's going to take about 35 minutes to cook, and I want to get that on the go right away. And I'm going to have to ask you guys to work with me for a little while I figure out the camera angles. I'm on board our new boat, which is our new home. Those of you who have been following along, you know that we sold our land-based house and we've moved on to a boat, and this is our new permanent home. So I'm still trying to figure out where my camera angles are, where I'm going to be able to set up so that you guys can see what I'm doing. So if it seems a little clunky tonight, I apologize. Bear with me. It will get better. So, but I am going to bring you over to this little space. The other thing that I'm really looking forward to is showing everyone, because I know I have lots of people who are either boaters or RVers who also watch my channel, and I appreciate all of you doing that. But I know that some of you are also RVers and boaters and wondering how you can also make great food in a small space. So I'm going to just turn you down this way. There we go. So now you can see my Instapot, my Ninja Foodie, pardon me. And I'm going to tell you right now, my roll-up rack is becoming my new best friend. It was my best friend on the other boat that we've got, which is we still have. It's our cottage. But it is now becoming my new best friend here at home. So anyway, let's get started. So I'm going to turn this on, and I'm going to use the sear saute function, because what I want to do is I want to brown my meat. I've got about 1.5 pounds here of just cube stewing beef. You could use whatever beef you'd like. You could use a meat substitute if that is your jam. That is absolutely fine. So I'm just letting this heat up for a moment, because I do want to sear this and brown it off. So we'll let that come up to temperature. Never sear your meat in a cold pan. It is not going to sear properly. It is not going to brown the way that you want it to. What's going to end up doing is it's going to essentially steam itself in the pan, and it's also going to absorb all the oil that you're going to put in there. So it is not going to be a good product that you're going to want to eat at the end of the day. It may still taste okay, but it's certainly not going to look as nice. So let your pan, be patient, let it come up to temperature before you start doing anything with it in terms of putting meat in to sear. So I'm going to let that come up to temperature. It's still flashing at me, so I think it's still coming up to temperature. I am loving this, by the way. Those of you who may have seen a little while ago, I just got this because, of course, being on the boat, I had to downsize some of my small appliances. I do love my appliances. So I did have to downsize. I could not fit the air fryer, the slow cooker, the Instapot, the rice maker, and everything else that I had. So I had to find some way to do everything in one appliance. And so the Ninja Foodie was it. I'm loving it. It is an all-in-one. This is the 8-in-1. So it does have a pressure cooker, a steamer, a slow cooker, sear saute, air crisp, roast, broil, and dehydrator. So it's pretty cool. So as I'm waiting for that to come up to temperature, if you are watching me live, you see the little live button at the top there. Do say hello. I'm trying to make sure that I watch for comments as they're coming up. And so do say hello. And if you're catching me on the replay, hashtag replay. Always appreciate that. So just looking to see if we've got any more comments on there. No, I don't see any others, but thank you for watching. And I think we're looking pretty good. We're not quite there yet. Oh. It helps if I press the right button to start it, don't you think? These little minor details. It's been that kind of day apparently over here. I may have accidentally tried to throw the carrot tops into the garbage can and close the lid on it before I got them actually in there. So I'm going to tell you, my boys had a good chuckle over that one. But anyone that is in the Durham area, oh, there's my friend Judy. Hello, Judy, out in Gananoque. How are things out there? Did you get that storm last night, Judy? We got such a crazy storm. Actually, we got a few storms that came through last night. It was wild, let me tell you. Wind, and it got dark, and it was thundering and lightning, and we even discovered a couple spots in our front windshield where the caulking needs to be redone on the window. Because we did have a little bit of leakage come through. So luckily it was above the sink, so that was kind of convenient. However, we do realize that we've got a couple of spots where we need to fix that. So, oh, there we go. See, I'm feeling the temperature now. So it is coming up to temperature. So as soon as that gets warm enough, we are going to sear off this beef that I've got. And I've also got the biscuits ready to go. I already made the batter, or the mix. See, there it is. Only because in the interest of time, I didn't want to be doing that. But in hindsight, I probably could have. But it was above the sink. Yes, it was very convenient, Judy, that that the leaking was above the sink. It just dripped right into the sink, so it didn't cause too much damage. So that was good. And this weekend, Steve's going to take a look and recaulk the windowsill. So actually, I can even point you guys up there. See, way up there. There you go. That's where it was leaking from, and it came right down into the sink. So very, very convenient that way. That all worked out. Okay, I think we're good. We're going to sear off this beef. And you want about a tablespoon of oil. I'm using grapeseed oil because you guys know I love using grapeseed oil for high temperature searing. It has a high smoking point, and it has a very delicate flavor, so it's not going to impede the flavor of the meats. Oh, you got the storm this morning pretty bad. Yeah, I know. Crazy. But we all survived, no major damage or anything like that, so that was all good. All right, so I've got my meat in here, and we're gonna let that sear for a few minutes. I am going to season this. I have some of our Butcher's Block sea salt left from the summer catalog. I really like this because it's got a nice aromatic blend. It's not just the sea salt. It also has some black pepper, some mustard seed, garlic, onion, tomato, a couple other spice blends in there. And I just find that it adds a really nice flavor. So I'm going to season my meat with that. Not too much because it is salt nonetheless. But we want to get a nice brown sear on this meat here before we put all the kids into the pool and put the pressure lid on. But I love that Epicure has now come out with Instapot / pressure cooker instructions on their meal solutions for things like the stews and some of the soups. So that has been just absolutely fantastic. We've long been asking for that as consultants. You know, we always have the option to provide feedback to the head office and let them know, you know, what we hear from our customers. So that's why it's really important for you guys, when you have feedback, please send it over to me, because then I can let Epicure know what you guys are thinking, what you want, what products you would like to see. If something goes discontinued and you're kind of bummed about it, let me know. we can send that feedback in. But so they had received lots of feedback from people saying they would really like the instructions for pressure cooker options on things like this. So they listen, they usually do, and they have now started putting that on the new products. So that is really exciting. So if you take a look on the back here, I don't know how well you're going to see that. Oh, not bad. Pick up the English, yeah. So there's the pressure cooker, programmable pressure cooker, and you also have the slow cooker instructions there. So you have two options of how you want to cook it. I'm a big fan of the whole pressure cooker situation because wow, does it make life easier and faster. Because rather than having to have this stew sitting here all day long in the slow cooker, which is not a bad thing, don't get me wrong, I have enjoyed many slow cooker meals. But when I can put everything together and in 35 minutes have my stew ready, that is just such a nice bonus. So, all right, this is browning slowly, not as quickly as I would like it, but you can always sear this on the stovetop as well. I'm just trying to minimize using my stove, and I wanted to do everything all in the same pot, mainly because I'm using the oven to cook the biscuits, and those of you who have RVs probably have the same problem we do. You can't use the oven and the burners at the same time on these little ovens, so it's a bit of an inconvenience. However, say lovey, it is what it is. That's the price I pay for a floating home, you know. I'm willing to do that though. I think that's okay. That's not a problem. So, what are you guys having for dinner on this What's for Dinner Wednesday? Judy, what are you making for dinner? What is going on in your house in Gananoque? What have you got on the stove here? I want to know. Share. And whomever else is watching, what are you guys having for dinner tonight? Share with us. Maybe we'll take some inspiration. Maybe somebody needs to have a little inspiration to make dinner tonight and they don't have the beef stew mix yet. So, what are you guys making for dinner? All right, that is just about ready to go, I think. Or at least it's going to be ready to go. Let's put it that way. Oh, here we go. It's beeping at me now. I think maybe I put it in a little too early. It may not have been hot enough, but that's okay. It is still going to work, despite my going on about how it needed to be hot for you to sear your meat properly. It really does, but I think we're going to be okay. Alrighty. So that looks good. To my meat, you guys can see that, I think. Yeah. Well, that's not bad. Okay. So to the meat, we are going to also add in 4 cups of water. Got my water here. I got 4 cups of water. Whoa. As I get it all over the place. 4 cups of water. 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. Slide that right in. Judy is going to recognize this little gadget from Pampered Chef. I love these. These measuring cups are absolutely the bomb for things. Things like peanut butter, tomato paste, shortening butter. These are fantastic because you can just push everything out and down it goes. Love it. 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. And I am going to add in as well, I've got, let's call this about 1.5 pounds or so of cut up carrots. You can use baby carrots. I just didn't happen to have any baby carrots on hand, so I used what I had, and then I happen to have some really nice fresh carrots that I'd gotten at the farm market, so that's what I'm using. So put those in there, and I'm going to put in a package, which is I think it's 2 pounds of baby potatoes. So all I did was I cleaned them, give them a good scrub, and that's it. And they're just going in the pool. Everybody in the pool. That's how we're gonna roll today. Give it a stir, and of course we can't forget the most important part, the seasoning. So we're gonna put the seasoning in. Oh, it smells so good. Except I just got a whiff of pepper up my nose. There we go. In it goes, and just give this a nice stir. Make sure it's all incorporated. There we go. Lovely. Hopefully my arm isn't too in the way for you guys. Oh God, I think that's all right. Oh, it smells so good. So, so good. You can smell the rosemary and the thyme. There's garlic in here and celery. Oh, it's just delicious. Okay. That's that. I'm going to put the pressure lid on so I can line it up. There we go. All right. Put the pressure lid on. Whoops. Yeah, there we go. Hit it to pressure. We want high pressure, and this is going to go for about 35 minutes. Get it up there, 35, and start. And there we go. Set it and leave it. That's awesome. So we got that on the go. I'm going to bring you guys back over. All right, I'll try not to make you seasick. Here we go. Whee, over we go. You guys okay? All right, here we go. Let me turn you that way. Okay. Hello, you still there? All right. Now we're dealing with the biscuits. Here's the biscuits. I already pre-made these, just in the interest of time, but so, so simple. You're gonna mix 1 egg with 2/3 of a cup of milk. Mix it together, put it aside for a minute. Then you're gonna take the mix, pour it into the bowl, into a big bowl, add half a cup of cold, has to be cold, you could even freeze it, cubed butter. Put that in there and then blend it so that the mixture turns into almost like has like little pea-sized pieces in it, okay? Because you don't want to break up the butter completely. You do still want little pockets of butter, but you just want to mix it in. Once you get to that consistency, if you want, you can add in some seasoning. I've added in our 1 tablespoon of our rosemary garlic seasoning. It's going to make them delicious. You could also add in some grated cheese if you'd like. You could use one of our other dip mixes, free onion. You could make these sweet biscuits, or you could turn them into scones and use our summer berry dip mix in there. That would be really tasty. Whatever you like. Then you add in the milk and egg, mix it together, and that is what we've got here. Judy says you're having cooked chicken tenders, adding some celery, basil, apple cider vinegar, horseradish, and dehydrated onion. Got all mixed together, and some tomato. Oh, that sounds lovely. Are those fresh tomatoes you got from the market, or did you plant a garden out there now that you've got all that space? It sounds lovely. So I'm just going to use our new Prep Pro scoop. This is a 1/4 cup scoop, and right onto my small sheet, my 1/4 sheet pan with my silicone liner. These sheet pans fit perfectly in my little small oven. So if I could use the big ones, I would just use the big sheet pans, but sadly they don't fit. So you should be able to get about 8 biscuits out of this. Maybe a little bit more. Depends on how big you make them. So you don't want to flatten them out. You want them in nice big lumps like that, because that's how they're going to cook, and they're going to be so tasty. And you can actually see, I'll bring you guys down here for a second. Oh, no garden. Okay. That's okay. I'm sure they're still tasty. I don't know. Can you guys see this little guy right there? You see that little knob of butter? That is going to melt as it's cooking, and that is going to be so yummy. That's why you leave them in, you want the butter to be cold, and you want it in little cubes, so that you get those little pockets of butter in there. Now, don't worry about these being close together. That's not that big of an issue, because, oh, that's right, you have your tower garden. it's not that big of an issue with them being close together because biscuits don't really spread like cookies do. So you don't have to worry about that because there's no leavening agent in biscuits, so you're going to be fine. So I've got my oven preheated here to 425 degrees, and these are going to go in here for 17 to 20 minutes. Keep an eye on them. You want them to be nice and golden brown, okay? So into my little tiny oven they go, and those will be ready in 20 minutes. And then what I'm going to do as soon as they come out of the oven, while they're still warm, I have some melted butter here that I mixed with our herb and garlic dip. I'm gonna just take that and brush that on top of the biscuits while they're still warm, because then it'll absorb into the biscuit, and that's just gonna be heavenly. So stay tuned. I will post some pictures in a little bit. Let me just bring you guys back up so that I can see you. Whoops, hang on. There you are, hello. So stay tuned, because we do still have about 35 minutes, 40 minutes before this is going to be ready, and I can't keep you guys waiting that long. That just wouldn't be fair. So I am going to finish up, and as soon as we're done, I will make sure to post some pictures and show you what the final product is. We may even do a taste review, who knows. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining me and tuning in to watch me prepare dinner and our new products. If you have any questions about the new catalog, if you'd like to get a paper catalog, drop me a line, post a comment below, or PM me, let me know. I'll be happy to send a catalog your way. Or if you want the digital link, I can do that for you as well. Or if you have any questions about the new products, make sure you reach out and ask. All right, have a great evening, everybody. Take care. Bye.